Every single year, scientists have been finding the existence of long since believed to be extinct species all across the world. One of the places where researchers are able to find new species is that of the jungles that scatter our planet. One elusive creature comes in the form of a giant arachnid. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at these 5 mysterious giant spider encounters. The Jabbar Foofy spider. The Jabbar Foofy, more commonly known as the Congolese giant spider, is that of a large undiscovered species of spider that is reportedly the size of a man and having survived from a larger arachnid species found in ancient prehistoric times well into the modern day. Though larger spiders have been reported all across the continent of Africa, it appears that within the Congo there are native tribes known as the Baka that refer to the spider as the Jabbar Foofy and have a reported leg span of roughly 4 feet long. This was uncovered after a number of African reports began telling of a massive spider infesting different African countries at different times of the year. The reported sightings of such a creature occurred back in the 1890s when a missionary from England ventured into the country of Uganda and discovered a massive web located near Lake Nyasa. He then writes that as they were looking at the web and getting close to try to understand what it was given its massive size stretching between 2 larger standing trees, several of his ports became trapped. As they began to move in the webs, sticking to the strings, they claimed spiders with legs longer than 4 feet began to come out and bite into the men. Later expeditions in 1938 would lead researchers to consulting with local and native tribes in the Congo that told of the Jabbar Foofy spider that was believed to have a matching leg span of 4 feet in length, had thousands of eggs described as being the size of peanuts, and would nest nearby villages in efforts to trap birds, large animals, and even humans. The unexplored areas of the Democratic Republic of Congo. As more and more strange reports begin to surface coming from that of the Democratic Republic of Congo, it becomes apparent to many different researchers that the country seems to be of an other world of impossible to explain sightings and supernatural occurrences that have left many wondering if the country appears to be lost in time. This is due to the fact that the entire country seems to be filled with a number of strange creatures and reports that fit that of an ancient prehistoric time, with claims of dinosaur-like creatures still roaming the denser areas of the Congo jungle. Despite a number of strange claims, such stories and accounts from native tribes have been impossible to verify, as the dense jungles throughout the region have proven an impossible obstacle for researchers in the modern day. The strange claims include a researched expedition account of spiders the size of tribal members. When early explorers were in the region, local tribe members would warn them about giant spiders that liked to prey on men. They said to the explorers that if they came across giant webbing to leave the area immediately, as this was proof that these giant Congo spiders were close by. One tribe described these spiders as being able to jump from tree to tree, and that even though they were bright in colour, they were hard to see in the backdrop of the jungle. As of today, only a few have had an encounter with this elusive giant spider. The 1938 encounter. The Congo Basin has an incredible ecosystem. This area is around 500 million acres, which makes it larger than the state of Alaska. Those who have heard about the giant Congo spider or see it have suggested it could be a new species of arachnid. Most of the local tales describe the spiders digging shallow holes close to tree roots and then camouflaging it with nearby leaves. Interestingly enough, one of the first accounts of people seeing this giant spider appears to be in a book by George Eberhardt. He described that an English couple travelling through the Congo had an encounter with an abnormally large spider. He said that during their visit to the Congo in 1938, the couple saw what they thought was a monkey crossing in front of them. After going in for a closer look, however, they soon noticed they were laying eyes on a spider that had legs spanning 3 feet in length. The couple had no idea that spiders of such sizes could be found in this region. However, they soon discovered that their account would be swept under the carpet and that they would never get an answer for what they saw on that day. William J. Gibbons encounter. Cryptozoologist William J. Gibbons was another person who had a run-in with this mysterious creature. The naturalist detailed that while on the hunt for another Congo cryptid known as the Mekelo-Mbembe, his expedition team encountered natives who told them about their experiences with giant spiders. Amazed at what he was hearing, he was excited to share their stories with others when he returned to Canada. He had this to say: "On this third expedition to Equatorial Africa, I took the opportunity to inquire if the Pygmies knew of such a giant spider, and indeed they did. They speak of the giant or great spider. They described a spider that is generally brown in colour with a purple abdomen. They grow to quite an enormous size with a leg span of at least 5 feet. The giant arachnids weave together a layer made of leaves similar in shape to a traditional pygmy hut, and spin a circular web, said to be very strong between 2 trees with a strand stretched across a game trail. These giant ground-dwelling spiders prey on the forest antelope, birds and other small game, and are said to be extremely dangerous, not to mention highly venomous." Although his team didn't see one of the giant spiders, he said that the local tribe members warned them about the area, and that they should be on high alert. William believed that the locals were telling the truth about what they had seen, and that when talking about the spiders, they even seemed somewhat scared. Going back to the 1960s, an amateur explorer detailed his encounter with the locals that inhabited dense regions of the Congo. He said that he had hired a local guide to help him make his way around the terrain. But one thing that interested him the most was how the locals would talk about the wildlife in the region. He said they detailed seeing large flying reptile-like creatures, but one of the most fascinating was that of a giant. Similar with most of the other reports, the locals described these spiders as being over 3 feet in diameter and claiming that the hatchlings of these spiders are bright yellow with purple abdomens. The Great Basin National Park giant spider. Although this encounter didn't happen in the Congo, it details someone encountering a giant spider in the United States. Going back a few years ago, a woman hiking close to the Great Basin National Park has an encounter with what she described as a giant spider. She had this to say about her encounter: "While in the Great Basin National Park, I encountered a large spider. At the time of the encounter, I was with 2 friends. It happened in early 2007. Me and my friends have always enjoyed hiking, and we had planned this day for a while. When we arrived, we immediately headed out into the national park. However, not long into our trek, we came across a creature we were familiar with. The only issue was it was abnormally large, and none of us were able to identify it. The only way we can describe it is that it looked like a giant tarantula. As we watched the spider, it slowly made its way onto the path we were on. However, as we approached to get a better look, we must have spooked it as it soon retreated. We all got a good look at it and had similar reactions. We were surprised because none of us had seen a spider this big before. The encounter only lasted for around 30 seconds, but in this time we were able to see the animal in great detail. It had a large orange abdomen with long black hairy legs, and if I had to guess, I would say the spider was around 16 inches in length. After doing some research, we found out that the largest spiders only reach 12 inches in length, which only made us doubt what we saw. We went back to where we saw the spider and noticed there was a stick nearby. The giant spider had walked over the stick, and it was around the same size as it was. This would give us a guide for how big the spider was. We measured the stick, and it was around 16 inches in length. After the encounter, we tried to find out what spider this closely resembled. However, we had difficulty trying to pinpoint what type of spider this was. As of today, me and my friends are not sure of what we encountered on that day. But one thing we do remember is that this spider was very large. But what do you make of these stories and mysterious encounters with giant spiders? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.